What's going on, main characters? This is Boy Talks Too Much with Third Party Studios. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are continuing from where we left off in the previous conversation on Invincible. This time, we are going to be talking about Season 3 in great detail. This video will contain heavy spoilers, and it's an awesome conversation that I think you guys will really enjoy. With all of that out of the way, let's jump right into it. Hold on, intro. It's intro time. Shush, everyone shut up! We are going to move into spoilers right now, guys. You are forewarned. I love you all. We're going to move into spoilers. I hope you guys enjoy them. All right, so we're talking spoilers. We're talking Invincible Season 3. We're talking all of it. Okay, so my understanding of your criticism of Mark Grayson is that his character is a dumb character.
Okay, it's almost the same. No, it's almost the same criticism that you would put on Superman. He's like almost like Boy Scoutish. Is like, I can put this off because like he's technically what, 19 in this.
He's only had his powers for less than a year,
and everyone has it been less than a year.
Yeah,
it's been 4 years for us.
Fair enough. Fair point. And then Oliver's less than a year old as well. So Oliver's less than a year old. So Mark might have had his powers for 2 years. Because I know there was a training montage.
I have the same criticism of Mark that you would have on Clark Kent. Is like he almost seems to like Boy Scouty, kind of just like almost holier than thou. It's like I'm always right. It's like I'm more on Cecil's side of everything.
Sure.
Than even though he's government.
Let me break down this paradigm for you, because I do think this is gonna. I think this will shed light. I don't think it'll convince you to love the character, but I do think this will at least hopefully open some stuff up. For context, when you're breaking down Mark Grayson's character, it's very, very important to recognize his age. It's very important to recognize he has not had his powers for the almost entirety of his life, and has only had them for about 2 years. So he's had his powers for almost no time at all relative to his entire life. Then he spent his entire life epitomizing or like looking up to basically a Superman type role model. So the frustration that you're saying I would have about Superman, where he's too Boy Scoutish, that's how Mark Grayson was raised. He was raised in quote unquote Superman's like upbringing, where he was taught all of these moral lessons by both his mom and his dad, and his dad was the #1 hero who he was constantly trying to aspire to. So he is not like, this isn't like his character, this is his upbringing. This is not who Mark Grayson is. Mark Grayson starts to unfold and unveil his true self and how he actually is with his powers after he's learned all these lessons, but it takes breaking the mold on 20 years of his life being like taught to him from these like really high moral pillars that he's supposed to uphold as a hero in walking in his father's footsteps. All of the trauma that also played out with Omni-Man, where Omni-Man like is the villain, attacks, kicks the absolute shit out of him, almost kills him, murders thousands of people.
What will you be in 500 years?
Exactly. So it leads up to that. Think about that as well. You were raised by this person to be so morally virtuous. Then he hard changes on you, betrays the entire planet, killed the Guardians of the Globe, almost kills you, and your entire internal monologue for the rest of your life is, I am not that. That's not me. I am not the bad guy. I won't do what he did.
Well, I mean, like,
that's the entire internal monologue that's driving his character throughout the rest of the show.
What would have been like season 3, episode 6 or 7 or whatever, when they introduce fucking Pulitzer, what the fuck is his name? Powerplex?
Powerplex, yeah.
It was like he's voicing everything that I've been thinking. It's like, dude, you got to be held accountable. And it's like, you just ran the episode before, you just ran through CIA, fucking just, and nothing happens to you. And so like he was kind of like my inner monologue or whatever going into that. And it's like, yeah, he needs to be held accountable. But the way that they did it was like, whatever. But
the other thing with like breaking into the CIA is like,
I understand it's like you can't really do anything or like hold gods basically accountable,
right?
when you're mere human. You can't put Mark on the fucking stand and be like, have a jury and just be like, yeah, no, he's guilty. And it's like,
Not on Earth.
yeah. And then the government's
In
like,
space.
actually, we need him because of other external shit.
Also, one of the points you brought up about Invincible being stupid with the in relation to how it worked with Cecil was, it's
this holier than thou that really got under my skin. It's like, I'm always right and Cecil's wrong.
well,
It's like when Cecil's actually right about a lot of things.
I think that Mark went to the CIA to like basically like tell Cecil that he needs to undo this and stop doing this, because keep in mind that
Cecil has been using enemies of the state and whatnot
Right.
for his own uses, and just be like, people that are murderers and whatever don't face backlash because they're useful for Cecil, and Mark is mad about that. I understand.
every decision that Mark makes, whether it's breaking into the CIA, bringing his brother home, trying to tutor his brother or mentor his brother into being a hero, like attacking the Pentagon, fighting with Cecil, like every decision he has made throughout the like killing Angstrom Levy and then not killing trying to kill Angstrom Levy, every decision he has made makes perfect sense when you think about the like how his life has unfolded up to that moment. When you think about him breaking into the CIA, before that happened, he was betrayed by his dad in like an incredibly traumatizing. Well, in incredible.
No,
let me just finish it though. Like, you get that was an incredibly traumatizing moment. But then he just spent almost half a year training with Cecil, making up like good grounds, getting trained, getting ready for the Viltrumite battle, and then he's betrayed by Cecil, who has been hiding all of the like the invincible robot or the robot men and the Darkwing. He thought those people were in jail, and Cecil, the guy who's been training him, also just betrayed him, and so now he goes back to talk.
Just betray him. What triggers it is he sees that drone outside of his window and automatically assumes it's Cecil, and he fucks up my tax dollars.
But also, okay, so I'm getting to that point because that you're right, that is the triggering event. But before that, he had been betrayed by Cecil, and then he really was almost killed by Cecil.
I won't even say betrayed, but I mean,
well, he was the secret, the implant in his head.
Implant.
The implant in his head. He was betrayed by Cecil by keeping Sinclair around to work on more Animen, and by keeping Darkwing around when he should have been kept in prison for murder. And the Sinclair thing with the Animen was incredibly hard hitting because that also hurts William and Rick as well. So he was betrayed on that front. He had something put in his head to contain him and almost kill him, and he was almost killed by Cecil and the Animen. And then he comes back, he sees a drone, he's like, I told you guys to knock this shit the fuck off. Like,
I might have to rewatch this whole season.
A person with less restraint would have just blown up the fucking planet.
Well, I gotta see it from more of Mark's eyes, being so young and all the shit he's been through and whatnot. Where when I was watching the season, I saw it more through Cecil's eyes, and I was more on his.
Well, but that's the thing. Like, Cecil is an amazing character because he's incredibly relatable. He is a human who is smart, who is watching the entire planet be threatened by aliens that he barely has any tools.
Any contingency I fucking have.
Exactly. His logic makes perfect sense, but Mark's reaction also makes perfect sense. It's a conflict between two incredibly well written characters. Like, Mark's interactions with the going back to the CIA after seeing the drone is like, you betrayed me, you almost killed me, and I told you to knock it the fuck off, and here I am having to come back here again. And he is immature. He is a young guy with very, very new interactions to his powers. He's still not even like maximized his strength level yet.
Yeah. You also gotta what's the word for it?
And that's just the beginning of the season. That's just like the first 4 episodes. The latter half hits so much harder.
I identify as
a Cecil.
Quote unquote. More of like a Cecil character, logical thinking, doesn't really give a fuck.
Right.
About like how you feel about it.
Your emotions need to check.
Yeah.
Keep your emotions in check.
And Mark in the beginning of the season is very emotional and whatnot. And that always irks me when someone bases their decisions and does things based purely on emotion instead of just thinking about it for a second or two.
Mm-hmm.
But I could see that happening from like what 19-year-old or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it does make sense.
It does, and yeah, I definitely recommend rewatching to consider that. But I mean, you like the thing about Cecil is you tapped into Cecil's character perfectly. Like you have a perfect understanding of how Cecil's character works, and the way they did his backstory introduction as well was really good.
Yeah, that was good.
Cecil's backstory introduction, they crammed so much of this. Let me see if I can get a accurate summary of what all is included in this season. So you do have Cecil's backstory. You have the romantic interest between Mark and Adam Eve happen. You have all
Her
of
name's Samantha, by the way, which I didn't know until the end of the season.
right. So you have their relationship. You have Oliver being raised, being trained, and ultimately coming out on his own. You have the Maulers being killed. You have the Invincible War. You have Powerplex being introduced. You have Conquest coming to Earth. You have Eve dying. You have you have and that's not. I don't even think that's you have the stuff with Nolan where he breaks out of prison.
Him and Alan, yeah,
and Battle Beast staying.
Oh yeah, and Battle Beast.
Battle Beast stays relevant. You have, yeah, I'm sure I'm missing a bunch. You
It's
have
a fuckload that happened
in 8 episodes. All of those are major events that happen within 8 episodes. It's yeah. Doc Seismic is almost a whole episode unto himself.
Totally
And,
forgot.
yeah, so one of the 8 episodes is pretty much entirely absorbed by Doc Seismic's like storyline and what he's going
you're
through.
Developing. I don't remember what her name is, but that one chick that can shrink.
Ray. Oh, Ray and Rex.
Ray and Rex. You got
Ray and
that
Rex has a love story that goes along.
That's a character development that I very much appreciate. And it's like I was starting to really fucking like Rex.
Well, I was too. And you know what was really cool was during the funeral when Rudy takes his name. That's like that was goosebumps for me. Like I actually felt that one because I know
the only thing I can think of is like, how can I make this about me?
Well, yeah,
kind of thing is like
no, that's no, that was
which I understand because he took what is
Rex.
No, not Rex. Kid version.
Rudy. Yeah. Okay.
Like I was like, oh, okay, I get it because Rudy took Rex's image and
yes. Yep.
plastered on himself as a teen and whatnot. It's like, yeah.
And I mean, this.
So yeah, it's a bit more.
Robot's character is epic. Robot's character in the comic is a god tier level written character. Just absolutely something to look like as a writer. Do what you can to emulate Robot. He's fantastically well written in the comic book. His breakdowns make so much. His breakdowns are so smart.
He's almost like the inverses of like purely logical, fucking reason-based mindset to being more human and having an emotional side to him.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's pretty good. And what he does for Monster Girl or whatever, I think her name is
Monster Girl. Yep. Well, she has a name that's outside of it. It's been said in the show. I'm also drawing a blank on it. Monster Girl.
Yeah.
But so yeah, what he did for Monster Girl. Yeah, Monster Girl gets that device, and Rex sets that up for her now.
What I was thinking through that entire scene is basically it's like, so is Monster Girl technically like quote unquote immortal?
Yes. Yep. I mean, if she uses
like
her,
she can just chill for like 10 years and just be like, all right.
Yes.
Use my power.
If she uses her curse and her powers, the answer is yes. She can be immortal. So yeah, and we're getting a lot of glimpses at the fight here between Conquest and Invincible. This was an insanely epic battle. So much freaking fun to watch.
I like how there's no breather. You got episode 7 that's Invincible
War
versus basically 18 different Invincibles.
And the event is called the Invincible War.
Which could have gone on for more episodes.
It could have been. And they introduced and did everything they needed to. They got Angstrom Levy back in. And they introduced us to the terminals. No, there's a name for the engineers who were working on Angstrom Levy and repairing him. I don't remember if it was said in the show or if I just caught it from the comic books and I'm remembering it. But
No, I think they said it. I'm just blanking on it.
yeah, but yes, the people who repaired Angstrom Levy and have been repairing him are now leveraging and using him. Dude, this
Yeah, like I didn't realize like he set those people up or whatever, or like
yeah.
gave them a bastion or whatever to do whatever the fuck they were doing. Because like Mark's whole thing throughout this season is like it's basically like a Batman kind of moral quandary to where it's like to
Right.
kill or not to kill, and he thinks he killed this person, so he's dealing with that this
Yes.
entire time.
Yep, he was dealing with that.
And it turns out he didn't kill him.
No.
And now at the resolution of this season, he's like, I'm gonna kill anyone that fucking threatens my family again.
Yeah.
Which I was hoping for. It's like I'd hope he just like I'm kind of over the to kill or not to kill. It's like, dude, you're beyond powerful. You cannot have the same moral quandary that street level
Criminals have.
heroes have, like Batman or Daredevil or whatever. You don't get to have that dilemma because you literally can. That was a good.
Did you hear that?
Water drop?
I couldn't tell if you heard if the mic picked that up. I just had one drink of water and then bloop. It's like that come out the microphone.
But yeah, it's like when you have like godlike powers, it's hard to have that moral quandary in a story
Isn't this the trick?
than you do with like street level.
But this is another reason why his character is so well written. He does have that conflict, and it's legitimate because he keeps being put in positions where killing is the only solution. Superman doesn't have this problem. Mark does. Mark does have to deal with whether he can or whether he should kill people because he's constantly put in positions where the only fix to the problem is killing him. The best setup possible for that was putting immortal in the past, like more immortal in the future. He literally had to kill someone who was his friend in order to set him free. It was the like save me from myself, save me from like this eternity of suffering, and he had to do it. But then that's right on the back of Angstrom Levy. Then it's on the back of the Invincible War, where he has to fight with the Invincible variants, and he's trying not to kill, but he has to protect everyone. Every event that Mark has been put in has been so far out of his league. Not killing people has been off the table.
It's also like when Powerplex comes in, it's like you have killed people.
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not, or intentionally or unintentionally, which they're all unintentional, but it's like you are this person's godlike being that just what was the Chicago count? It was like 2,000 some or whatever. You just killed 2,000 some.
Yeah.
And then like he deals with that.
Just a friendly reminder, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel if you are new. It is free. It's the best way to show your support and to help us grow. You can also always change your mind later. And if you haven't already, smash that like button to help us reach further out into that YouTube algorithm. Comment your thoughts on the video so far below. And if you haven't already, go check out the merch store. Links in the description. Got a lot of cool stuff in there. I think you guys are really going to enjoy. With that out of the way, let's get back to the video.
Takes care of the Invincibles. And then next episode, Conquest comes in and basically levels the city with his face in one. And it's like, all right, so we're well past the kill count on that.
I want to pull up a
by far the best opening of Invincible is Powerplex giving his first speech.
Yep, there was a short that talked about it. There was
he mentions Invincible like 10 times or whatever and just keeps on flashing the card.
Do you know why that happens? There's an answer. I'm trying to pull it up so that we don't.
The first time they say Invincible, it usually goes to the card.
Hold on. I'm trying to find. Let me keep going while I try to pull up the story. I'm pulling up. I
don't even know what you're trying to pull up, but yeah, I mean the character growth throughout the season I enjoyed because the first half I was like, this is the same old bullshit that we've been doing for fucking us 5 years, them couple years, whatever. And then it culminates into everyone getting a good resolution to their character development. Like even Oliver, Oliver, I fucking hated. But then again, you gotta put him in he's only like what, fucking 6 months
He's
old.
got the
but he's
maturity
like
of a
10
yeah. He's got the maturity of a 1-year-old.
He doesn't know.
superpowers.
Yeah, basically, he doesn't. Ethics don't really mean anything to him at the point. But then you have the scene where he sneaks out and meets up with his friends or whatever,
which was really cool too.
Yeah, and Invincible was like always trying to go and just like protect people, or protect him, and then protect the bullies that show up to bully Oliver. And Eve is holding him back, and Oliver, because I was expecting this, Oliver would just accidentally punch someone to death. He's just like swinging, and it's like, oh, he's gone.
Right.
But now he actually handles it like a kid that age would, and he just pantses all of them. It's like, oh, cool. So he is learning after murdering the Maulers.
I am going to pull. We're gonna watch this short, and we're gonna watch this short because it is so well said. So the short is entitled "Reason Behind."
You know who plays this character, right?
Yeah, Jesse, the guy who plays Jesse Pinkman in Breaking Bad. I don't remember the name of the actor. It's Jesse something, right? Isn't Jesse his real name?
I don't have anything to look at anything up right now.
Fair enough.
Everything's dead.
Okay, I want to unmute this. I want to check the audio quick. Okay,
I think he shot them. I don't know.
Guys, we're gonna so
something.
so it's episode 6 where Powerplex has the introduction cards changeover, and this guy does the best breakdown of it. I think it's really well done. Quick audio check. I don't know how this is gonna sound. Quick.
You know that there was a reason for the many Invincible title cards in season 3, episode 6.
This is about the thousands of people and the countless other lives destroyed. Why is above the law? Why does never pay for his crimes? Where is it when people are trying
I love
to put
this.
their world
Him as a voice actor is amazing.
together? I want.
Yeah.
Is it a
You might think they added
predecessor?
them as a joke, but
Hold
it's
on,
not true.
hold on,
The
before you
actual
play it.
reason.
Okay.
Is it a predecessor to all the Invincibles coming in?
Yeah. Way to spoil it.
You might think they added them as a joke, but it's not true. The actual reason is that we saw so many Invincible variants ready to come to the main Invincible universe at the end of the episode, and since more than one Invincible was shown in this episode, the show's creators wanted to foreshadow to the show watchers that we'd see more than one Invincible in this episode by adding more than one title card.
I loved that breakdown.
I just got it while listening to this. I'm like,
yeah, it's because there's so many Invincibles in the end of the episode.
Oh my god.
And I tell you what, I loved the Powerplex episode, but I saw the Invincibles at the end of the episode. It was like, Invincible War, Invincible War, Invincible War. It's fucking coming. I was so fucking hyped for it. And it did not underdeliver. Dude, that was such a good episode.
It was brutal.
That episode, like
Earth is like destroyed pretty much after that.
I love watching Mark fight while Eve and Oliver are around. He's just like constantly like, just
get the fuck out of here.
Stop fucking making me protect you while I'm getting my ass whooped. Like, and that's not what he's saying, but that's what is happening. Like first off, Eve coming in with Conquest was super clutch, and the only possible way he stood a chance. He was fucking doomed in that episode. But
yeah, he was. Yeah.
But yeah, this was so. I wanted to ask you one question. I had a side conversation with someone who I was telling about the show, and they are someone who's not really into like they don't like anime, they don't like cartoons, they don't like anything that's like not live action. And I was trying to convince them, like, hey, no, this is a seriously good show with amazingly well written, great voice acting, a cast you'd know, and a storyline that's fantastic. And they're like,
happens to be drawn.
It just happens to be drawn. And it's like, it's based in a superhero universe, and they're just like lights out. They're just out of the conversation. They hear superhero, they hear like cartoon/animation.
Oh yeah, because it's gonna be like Marvel in their eyes, to where it's like quippy and.
Do you think that this show is for everyone? Do you think this outside, like, if you could break that person out of that mentality, do you think this show would be for everybody, or do you think there is do you think
niche audience?
Do you think this is a bigger audience, or do you think this is like specific to people who have good taste?
I don't know. It's a hard one to say. It's like
because there's a lot of shows. If you took time with someone who didn't like anime or didn't know anything about anime, and you put one or two good projects in front of them, and they gave it an honest shot, you could get them into the entirety of the anime medium easily if you just gave it a shot. But I am wondering if this show specifically is a for everyone show, or if we are just a part of the audience ourselves, and so we can't tell. I had to struggle.
Fucking question.
I had to struggle with this one a bit because I had people who were telling me straight up they were not even remotely interested, and I'm just sitting here thinking, I was like, dude, the voice acting is fantastic. The characters are great. The cast is a recognizable cast. The story is heartfelt, sincere.
You know what you could do?
What's that?
You show them the cast.
Ooh, like just lie to them.
This is, all these great people are in it, and you'd be like, you put it on.
I wonder what we have IMDb pulled up. I wonder if outside of Yoon and
they didn't use voice actors. They used actors
who voiced, yeah.
Yeah.
So you got J.K. Simmons, Stephen Yoon, Sandra Oh, very recognizable.
Sandra Oh has been in a fuckload of shit.
Yeah. Walton Goggins.
Walton Goggins. I didn't
He's
realize
so fucking
that.
good.
I didn't even know he was Cecil until this season. I was like,
Ross.
Jason, who plays Rex, you wouldn't recognize him unless you watch The League.
Yeah. Zachary Quinto as Robot. So they've had a few different people play Robot. Melissa, so Duplicate. I don't know, recognize her. So there are plenty of people in here that I don't recognize, but the cast is huge. So you would expect that.
There's 95 other people, and they're all like guest starring. You got like Jeffrey Donovan that plays Machine Head from.
Oh yeah, yep. Forgot about that.
Show? Burn Notice.
Yep, he's great. I would say like, yeah, and I guess Jason Mantzoukas is not going to be relevant anymore.
Which sucks.
It doesn't it so? Doesn't it so?
Which
yes.
I kind of expected that. It's like, oh, they're building up Rex's character from being a D-bag into an actual human being. It's like, oh, he's gonna die.
Well, and I knew. So first off, Rudy taking Rex's name, I knew that happened. I did not realize that the original Rex died in the Invincible War. So I missed that chunk of the timeline in the story for Rex's character.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a hard miss for me.
Yeah,
but
when people other than the main character are starting happy lives, you can expect them to die. In any show.
I want to see the ratings episode by episode for Invincible real quick. So
3.
8 out of 10. 1 was an 8 out of 10. So 1 is all the way up to them getting captured by and taking on Doc Seismic.
Yeah, this first half is not great for me. Second half is excellent for me.
But episode 2 you would probably say is like huge, awesome.
It's alright.
What? That's downplaying the shit out of it, dude. This is everything. This is the biggest part. This is one of the bigger moments in this season. Like when Cecil and Mark have their falling out. That you wouldn't like. This is where you figure out they got the thing in his head. You have him fighting the Animen. You have the Guardians of the Globe chiming in, and there's a fight there, and then they have their split up. I mean, then you have even Mark coming together and actually deciding to be a couple. I mean, like, dude. This one?
No. Do they become a couple in this one, or is this the one where he's like, I have to ask her out because the older other person said?
No, this is the one. Well, that starts at this episode. Okay. Well, actually, it starts at episode 1. So Mark tells her in episode 1 before they get abducted by Doc Seismic.
Oh, okay.
Then the Cecil battle. Then they have a conversation on the roof. Then they have a conversation at the big bridge. So, and that's where they get together, and that's in episode 2. So a lot of shit happened.
I like how that slips though. Are you just asking me out because a different version of me has like always regretted it?
Yeah, exactly. It's so well done. Such a good setup for that that story.
No, I always liked you.
I think a 9 out of 10, 9.2 is perfectly appropriate for that episode. Now the cost, 3 and 4, I see your point. Like the episode where they had to go and go back in time. And go with Immortal, I think was the weaker episode. So yeah, 8.6, 9.2. This was supposed to be easy, which is the one where Oliver's growing up, and it's a 7.5. So episode 5 is actually the weakest one.
That's the lowest one
so far. I
wouldn't say so.
Let me see if there's a deeper breakdown on this episode. Yeah, so you have
I think the whole crime part of the episode brought it down for some people. But
Fair enough. I mean, can you imagine coming away from a conflict with Cecil and Mark and then being like, are we really going back to Machine Head? And it's like,
right.
I get it. Okay, so this one being a 7.5, I think is still kind of low, but I at least understand. Let's go back. Okay, so we had 6 was so good. I thought Powerplex was awesome. I think 8 is fine.
6, 7, 8, and 9, or 6, 7, and 8. I watched it all in one sitting, so it's all like one big long episode for me.
Yep,
And
Powerplex, then the Invincible War, then Conquest. And Mark doesn't.
9.9 for the last episode.
I thought it was perfect cinema too. I think everything up to and when Conquest is defeated, and then they move on from that, I think it starts to be like touching on the next season. I actually thought the episode was really short because the Conquest battle was most of the episode, and by the time the battle was done, you only had like 5-10 minutes of like just here's the extra stuff to happen.
Oh, yeah, same with the Invincible War. The whole episode is one big long battle,
and I love
so
it.
you got like 80 minutes straight of nothing but fighting,
and I love it. I was hooked for it, and it's not even just for the violence or just for the fighting. The story elements and the character like the characters and the way the interactions happen between characters is so organic. When Debbie tells Oliver to go, dude, fuck me, that was so fucking good.
it's like go, but I fucking hate that I just said that.
Don't let him grab you. Don't let him get you. Stay out of the way.
Both my kids might die right now.
Oh yeah,
but it's like you have to.
She was not going to be able to stop him, but like,
right,
that was such a good moment for the show. I'm gonna go back and rewatch.
Deborah is great.
She is really well. Yeah, she's a really well put together character.
I liked the escalation, how basically Cecil is like his worst fears were realized with Conquest coming.
Yeah,
it's like, dude, this guy's leagues upon our Viltrumite.
Yeah,
it's like.
He's not. It wasn't even close. Yeah, Conquest is not even the strongest. So there's one. They do flesh out his character throughout the fights a little bit. It's like he's the one that's sent to just like, all right, you had your chance to comply and whatnot, and now it's up to me. It's like I get to fucking lay waste and do whatever the fuck I want. Yeah.
Actually, they were holding him back.
Yes.
There was a moment like that where it's like they keep holding him back. Because the Viltrumites themselves are afraid of Conquest and his just bloodthirst.
Mm-hmm.
So now he was like, all right, take over Earth, no chains.
Any means necessary.
Any means necessary.
Yep, exactly.
And go off. But then he also has this like, right before he's about to kill Mark, I don't know how I feel about this. He goes on this diatribe about being lonely. I think
it makes sense. I see what you were saying. It was awkward, but I think it was an awkward moment, and I think it made perfect sense. I think that was the only place it was going to happen, and I think you almost needed Conquest to like tell us a little bit more about himself, and I think it made sense. I think it makes sense, and I think it works.
Where do you think loneliness falls on someone's scale of emotions when they've lived for 5,000 years?
Well, high. I mean, pretty damn high.
Yeah, you think it would.
Well, I mean, but think about Conquest. He's like, this is a fight that he actually knows he can talk, like he can say whatever he wants, and it's never going to be said. But a Viltrumite is the only one who's going to understand like living a long time, being ostracized. He's like, this emotional spewing of what like trauma dumping on Mark right now after like nearly killing him. It makes perfect sense when you think about like who would he tell this to?
Right.
After so many thousands of years, how would you even get these words out? Like to anybody? Like you're gonna tell a normal person? It's like, no.
I'm about to bash your face in, but let me just say these few words in your ears.
Well, no human.
I'm so lonely.
No human or normal mortal, no mortal like.
Well, Mark wouldn't
race.
get it anyway.
Well, but no mortal race would. Like.
I know, but he's saying this too, basically, because Mark has the potential to live for thousands of years.
Yeah.
But he's only lived for 19, so it's kind of like just like trauma dumping on your puppy, basically, or something like that.
I'm so lonely.
Like, yeah, it's like
you're doing a bad job.
It's like
being a puppy.
Trauma dumping on someone that could possibly understand his struggle, like immortal, maybe.
That's a good.
Would make
Well, I mean,
sense.
he doesn't even know immortal exists.
Yeah. Immortal's not. He doesn't.
He's
act
not
like,
universally known.
Yeah, he doesn't act like an immortal either. He's
No.
very into.
The present.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's very for the moment.
He acts very just like normal for a dude that's lived for 10,000 years.
Let's poke this article real quick. So this is the one you were so Invincible creator Robert Kirkman on that Conquest finale fight, surprise Walking Dead reunion, and Mark fighting Satan in unused comic storyline. So in the original comic breakdown, there is a Satan storyline that never really gets concluded or like finished out. So there's a part of that story that really does not get a conclusion or touched on. And then Dark Blood being relevant to the story again is another thing that after he's sent to hell, there's a lot you can't do with his character. So we only get like
that was kind of like we just skipped past that to where in season 1 where there's another dimension where hell actually exists, and then we never acknowledge it again.
Exactly. So this is it's only like less than 60 seconds. It's not a long thing to break down.
No, it's
just
end of credit scene.
Right. It's just clarifying that this will be something that comes forward, and I love that for the storyline.
So
it should be fun.
Forward. He references like I have the perfect person for you or whatever.
Yes.
It's like I don't think they're talking about Mark, or I don't know who they're talking about when it comes to that.
I think that I agree with you. I'm pretty sure that it wasn't Mark.
You got
also.
spoilers in your mind, so
I have things
know things.
I know a lot. I'm super smart. Your boy's wicked smart.
We smart. I just read further.
Just read ahead. I cheated.
I skipped a revelation and it spoiled the book for me.
I tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life.